So in my experience in having a pregnancy-focused practice, you will definitely have people who have read that chiropractic can be very helpful in turning breech babies. Now, what is wrong with that statement? Chiropractic doesn't turn breech babies, right? Chiropractic clears the nervous system. Chiropractic restores neural integrity. Chiropractic releases stored potential. Chiropractic addresses subluxation. Chiropractic supports the nervous system. But chiropractic doesn't cure anything, and it's not a treatment for breech babies. Having said that, when we work through chiropractic and see the pelvis through our chiropractic awareness, we can often facilitate a release and an ease, restore ease into the pelvis that then allows the baby to go ahead and go head down. So in my experience, there are two kinds of breeches. There's two principal primary kinds of breech presentations. You can have a quick phone call or a written exchange with the mom, and they will usually say, if it is a mechanical breech presentation, so that's the first kind of breech presentation, the mom will say, I can feel the baby has gone down, but then it comes back up. So if the baby is going down and then coming back up, there is a mechanical issue as to why the baby cannot stay down. Either there is a distortion in the pelvis that is creating such a small space that the baby is not comfortable going down, or there is too much tension in the ligaments that's not allowing the baby to go head down and stay there. There is an issue with the cord. So the baby starts to go down and then they're like, nope, cord too wrapped around the neck, or it's too short or whatever. And the baby innate says that it's not a good position, get back up. All of these situations are quite, I'm going to say easy. They respond beautifully to chiropractic care. So whether you are doing the Webster technique, whether you are doing osseous release through the sacrum, whether you're doing drop technique, whether you're doing SOT, whether you're doing activator, whether you're incorporating biogeometric integration with any of those things, whether you are establishing continuity and then doing a Logan basic contact, whatever it is, in my experience, a mechanical breech responds beautifully to chiropractic care. And clearly, the sooner the better, because that baby is growing kind of exponentially. And so the quicker you can get the baby to go down, meaning you open the pelvis in a way that the baby is able to go down, the better. It's easier. And then the other thing to remember is that in a baby that is at the end of its term, the heaviest part of the baby is the head. So if the head goes down and there's no mechanical obstruction, the head is going to stay down because of gravity. If the head goes down and then comes back up, there's something mechanical that's stopping it. Okay. So after we do some beautiful chiropractic release, the baby goes head down. It is very rare for the baby to turn back head up. The second kind of breech presentations is what I call an emotional breech. And the mom says on the phone or writes to you, my baby is breech. They have scheduled either an external version, which is when they hook the mom up to the fetal monitors. They have an operating room ready in case the placenta is compromised by the maneuver. And then they gently, from outside, try and press down on the belly and try and push the baby's head into a down position. Okay, back to our emotional breech presentation. What happens is the mom will say, I have an external version scheduled, or I have a C-section scheduled. The baby is breech. I really don't want to have a C-section. But, and then they'll say something like, I need this baby to stay inside until, and it will be, the until can be something really important, like my partner is out of town for 2 weeks and there's no way that they can get back before this date. And so I need the baby to stay on the inside until they're back in town. Or they can say something like, my mother-in-law is staying with me until the 15th. And so I need the baby to stay on the inside until my mother-in-law leaves. But at the same time, I don't want to have a C-section. Or they'll say, my husband is dealing with his children from his first marriage, and we're in a really intense moment right now. Can you do anything? Okay, so you can hear the emotion in all of these circumstances. Babies are so cool. Like, they monitor and are aware of everything that is going on in their surroundings. Of course, right? So basically, they are surveying the situation and they're like, Mom, Dad, you're not ready for me? It's okay. I'm just going to wait in here until you're ready. Basically, until you get your situation together, I'm going to wait in here. And so what do? They just nuzzle up as close as they can to the heart. And they're just like, I'm just going to stay here right next to your heart. And I'm going to sit here and grow and listen. And when you give me the go ahead, and I know that you're not under this stress that's being created right now, then I'll come out. The thing is that they're not really going on the time frame of the medical system, which wants you out at 39 to 42 weeks. So those situations are much more complex because it's not a mechanical issue, and it's usually a really intense emotional situation. Oftentimes the mom is very type A, which means like super organized, super rigid, like, I have this much amount of time in order to get this done, this being having a baby. And so the baby's just like, Mom, figure it all out and let me know. And then I'll cooperate. And I've also had people say things like, I ordered a crib. This was in New York. I ordered a very special crib and it won't be arriving until 1 week after my due date. And so I really want the crib to be here when the baby gets here, but I also don't want to have a C-section. Can you do anything about that? And I'm like, it sounds to me like you need to work this out with your crib company and with yourself, because really you don't need a crib to have a baby at home. You need boobs and diapers. So with those people, I get them into the office also as quickly as possible. But I say, look, in my experience, there are 2 kinds of breech babies. One is mechanical, one is emotional. If it's mechanical, the work that I do is going to be really efficient and quite quick. If it's emotional, the work you do is more important. So is there anything that you know of in your deepest awareness that is keeping this baby from feeling like it's okay to come out right now? It's intense. And oftentimes, once you get through that and they have those conversations that they need to have, the baby will go, okay, great. You're ready for me? I'm coming. A lot of times the baby's like, I'm not sure. It seems like you've got a lot to deal with. So sometimes there's a C-section. And what I can tell you, and this is really beautiful about our work, the vast majority of moms that came to my office because they were concerned about the presentation of their baby before the birth, the vast majority, maybe 75 to 80%, kept coming to my practice because they felt so cared for and loved in my office that they were like, is it okay if I come back even if I had a C-section? Of course it is, especially if you had a C-section. Please come back. There's going to be so much stuff for us to integrate and work on. Absolutely. And they came for years. So we're really talking about a profound moment to create a relationship that will go on for years.